time for the Season 6 early Marvel Rivals tier list. Actually, I'm a little late this season. I think we're actually a couple days late because of the whole drama farm. All the drama shit going on actually caused us to be a little bit later. So it's actually like 2 days late than it normally is. But lock in. First things first, we're going to do, as always, we start with tanks, then we move to DPS, and then we move to supports. And obviously this season we now have Deadpool, which we got to do Deadpool 3 different times for each role. This one's the tank one, by the way. This is the DPS one, and this is the support one. You can tell by the icons. The double fist is tank, single fist is DPS, and the open hand is support, just in case you didn't know. First things first, Angela. So Angela got a very small nerf, like very small nerf, right? But actually, it kind of stopped a lot of people that were just running down and playing her. It sounds stupid, but that one shield nerf, I actually think kicked her down quite significantly, which is very interesting. Like, she's still strong. She's still very good, but not like every game now. Like, you started to see her towards the end of last season consistently. You know, I haven't seen her actually that consistently this season. Maybe that's because of tank pool, right? And tank pool, you need another tank. Like, you need like a more frontlining tank to work with him. So like you have to pick those Mag Stranges, stuff like that, Groot, Emma. But I think that like this might be a little bit of a hot take. I'm going to start off strong. I think she got kicked down a few notches, unironically, which is crazy. You'd think like a 50 shield nerf wouldn't do that much to her. But hey, if we learned anything from before, when she wasn't very good, she got a very significantly small nerf or buff and then became really strong. Maybe Angela's kind of fragile, where if you just change something very slightly, you actually change how much value you get on her quite easily, or quite significantly, I mean. That's where I'm at. Hulk. Okay, so Hulk actually got a huge couple buffs this season. He got a buff to his right click, his clap. I think he got a buff to his bubble, and I think he got the big ult buff as well, which is so he cannot get displaced, right? So you can't like push him, you can't kick him with Emma, stuff like that. And I've seen a few of the Hulk players come back, like they're starting to be decent with him again. Like you see them actually not throwing games again. Or I don't think he's like winning. Like I think you have to still be insanely good at him. Oh, and the jump buff, you're right, I stand corrected, there was also the jump buff. I think in certain scenarios, like really good Hulk players, I've seen them making him work, but you can't just like pick the guy and like win games. You know, he's not like oh, this guy's really strong, I'll pick Hulk and I'll win. No, like the difference is now the Hulk players aren't throwing my lobbies anymore. Basically, that's pretty much the biggest thing I've seen. Why are you guys saying Pain Brothers? I don't think you really play Thing Hulk that much. Although they're both actually much better now. Your frontline would kind of suffer a little bit. It's not impossible, but like once you get higher up, you're gonna get punished for it, I would believe. Next up, Cap. So Cap got a small buff to his shield throw. I think the cooldown went from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. And it's made him significantly better at farming his ult, but it did not make him any better than he was. I think Cap was already pretty decently good in dive comps. But he wasn't bowling people over. You know, he's just a really annoying gnat, and you also force the enemy team to swap comps, right? So like if they're on, let's say, what's a comp that you would force him? Luna is one of them for sure. Maybe Luna Cloak or something, or Luna, yeah, maybe in Luna Mantis or Luna Jeff or something like that. Like you might say Jeff, but like people do it. You kind of make them swap, because he's just so good at absolutely shutting them down. And he actually does a lot in the TikTok, or not the TikTok department, it's move TikTok camera, absolutely not. This is where I stay and I don't move anything. The Hawkeye matchup, sorry. In the Hawkeye matchup, he actually does a lot. Basically, Hawkeye's really strong. I wouldn't say he gets banned all the time, but I actually like banning Hawkeye these days. Hawkeye is kind of annoying. So that's where I'm at. I like banning that guy. I'm kind of sick of him. Next up, though, Mag. Mag has been the staple tank for most of the game. However, I've started to notice this phenomenon where I think Mag is overrated as a pick. That doesn't mean he can't get insane value. I just think people think, oh, we need a Mag here, And unless they're actually good at mag, they're not actually contributing as much as you think they would. You think, oh, they have 2 bubbles. Oh, they have great survivability. Oh, they have a good ult, right? All of these things have a really great kit. But mag, unironically, is actually pretty difficult to be good at. Consistently hitting your left click, left click combos, consistently bubbling the correct teammates, consistently saving your resources, consistently not taking too much damage to let the healing go to other teammates, consistently hitting your ults, consistently using your ults in the correct way. I think in a ranked environment, in a strictly ranked environment, as long as you are not playing in the absolute top of the top 500, he's actually overrated as. That said, he's still absolutely one of the best. But not like you play this guy and you win the game. So you'll see as I add more here, I'm actually going to kick him more to the right. But I think unironically, this guy, for most average rank players, is a fraud pick. And I'll tell you what I think is better. What I think is also an actually insanely good pick this season in certain scenarios is Rogue. Rogue has 2 things. 1, if Rogue is not banned, sorry, I apologize, wrong. If Gambit is not banned, I'm playing Rogue 95% of the time. The Rogue team up with Gambit is kind of fire. We haven't got to experiment with it because Gambit's a permaban. But I don't think I've lost a game on Rogue where Gambit's unbanned. Granted, it's like 3. But Rogue, when you don't... Sorry, there's 2 examples. You can't be solo tanking on Rogue, 1. And 2, you need a more frontlining, sustained big tank. She explodes against poke? Exactly. I understand that. You can't play Rogue into poke. But that doesn't mean Rogue is bad. That it just means you're playing into the incorrect comp. Like you're looking at something and going, I'm gonna try to force this where it will not work. That doesn't mean the character's bad, right? Like if you're trying to force or let's say you're trying to force Cap, right? You're trying to force Cap into like hard anti-dive comps. You're gonna get shit on. If you're playing into on certain maps, Penny Invis, right? Let's say Penny Invis just to start us off. And then you can say the other tank, you can throw either a Thing, you could throw in Thor, you could throw in Mag, you could throw in Emma, you could throw in, you could even throw in Tank Pool if you really wanted to. Loki, Invis Loki, and you're trying to play Cap into that, you're shitting your brains. You're throwing. So that doesn't mean Rogue's bad though. I think actually Rogue has found her place in the meta, weirdly enough. It's actually very, very interesting. Thor! I'm so high up on the God of Thunder in ranked. I think this guy's a demon. I think he's one of the best ranked demons ever. I think if you have games where it's not everyone's high, like super coordination chasing you down, Thor is the guy. You bully, right? If you're playing in those really insanely high ranks, I get it. It's probably not like that insane. But actually, sorry. Let me do this. By the way, let me say it's the high end, right? It's above everyone else. I think so far. That said, though, I don't think Thor's unbeatable. I think he actually is very beatable in a lot of ways. But he feels damn good. He feels pretty damn good. You ready for this one? You ready for Tank Pool? This is ranked, by the way. I'm talking about ranked. Unironically, I think Tank Pool is kind of goated. I think Tank Pool, unironically, is the best of the 3. I don't know if Support Pool was broken, right? Like legitimately broken. But I think they're gonna fix that. I think they fixed it. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think they did a hot fix where you can't just jump on 3 teammates and instantly ult. I think they did that this week. I don't know if that's what they were fixing or what. But like outside of being able to insta farm ult on Support Pool, Tank Pool is better overall as the game progresses. I'm gonna go out on the craziest of crazy man limbs. I think he's actually one of the best characters to play in ranked. One of the best. Because you can basically just this is who Tank Pool is for. If you have good mechanics, are not afraid, and understand where to pick your battles, you basically play him like a fat DPS and you win. It's like playing Thor, but having range. Think of it this way. Imagine if Thor had range all the time. Like, Thor is unironically one of the best 1v1s characters in the game. I think Deadpool is just better in some ways. Because you absolutely, he does no damage. My brother in Christ, I apologize for this, but that is a skill issue and a half. That is not true. I got so many hours of games that you can scroll through from my lives tab or coming through. Brother, it is not a damage issue. Tank pool does just as much damage as DPS pool. The way you do it is you instantly grab your deagles first, and then you constantly use your E uptime on one of their two tanks, and you just headshot machine them. You just go bing, 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 for like the 4 or 5 seconds you have it, and then it's on like a 8-second cooldown or 6-second cooldown. It's so small. Every 8 seconds you get to absolutely ass blast somebody. It's insane. You do so much damage. And then, if you just do that right for a couple fights, you're so strong. You're actually unbeatable. You get the E upgrade, so you get the extra damage resist, and your teammates get extra damage resist. The bubble upgrade, so it's much bigger and lasts longer, and it's stronger. You have, if not, just as powerful as a shield as most of the other characters in the game on like the Winston bubble. You have good mobility, because what you can do is if you get the sword upgrade, the dashes, you actually can get up to, I think, technically 6 dashes, depending on what you're doing. Actually, no, you'd probably get 8, because if you count the jumps, right? Because like, if you're in a fight and you're dashing, hitting people, dashing out, and jumping too, you have so much mobility that I'm not saying you should engage and chase people. I think that's the wrong way to play them. I think you use that as like a disruptor, and then you leave. You draw attention and you leave. You draw attention and you leave. You draw attention and you leave. And you take 1v1s and you win them. The only time I don't take a 1v1 is like Hawkeye. I think that guy's too spooky. Maybe Hela. Maybe. But even Hela, I still kind of like think about it. Venom. In ranked play, tough pick. Tough pick in ranked play right now. Organized play, pretty decent. High level ranked play, pretty decent. Ranked, oof, a little tough. There's just a lot of tools. There's just a lot of tools to kind of stop them. CC Magnet, yeah, honestly, if I'm playing tank pool, he's one of my favorite targets to go against. If there's a Venom on the enemy team, I literally just shoot him the entire time. That's my favorite target, actually. So that's not true. It's like my 3rd favorite target, but it's up there. If they have a Venom, I'm shooting him on the way in. He lands, he does his like, his right click. I'm just going bing, 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 on the entire time, and then force him to leave. And he's dead. He's gone. He can't do shit. Next up, the Thing. Unironically, the Thing is actually really good this season. Sleeper pick of the season, I think. Sleeper pick of the season. I love playing against him on Deadpool, so don't get me wrong. If you swap Thing into Deadpool, I'm feasting. But like, real talk, he's actually really, really, really strong. Sneaky pick of the season, for sure. Across all ranks, by the way. So a lot of times I say like, oh, in ranked, high level play is different. High level play is strong. No, all. High level play, they're playing Thing. High level ranked, they're playing Thing. Lower level ranked, they're playing Thing. Thing and across the board. Thing, Thing, Thing. Strong. Ding dong, the witch is dead, the witch is dead, the witch is dead. I'm so glad I don't see this shitter anymore. I'm so glad. Even the good maps, they all stopped. They're all stopped playing her. They're sick of it. Even I haven't seen any of the crazy Penny players recently, to be honest with you. But like everyone stopped playing Penny. Even on the strong Penny maps. Pack that shit up. Get that shit out. Get that dog shit out of here. Pack it up. It's over. Pack it up. Penny used to get banned whenever you played on like certain maps, like the squirrel map, right? Like you couldn't deal with it. The Venom map, right? Like the hybrid maps, like you'd have to ban Penny because you don't want to deal with the multiple nests and all that. That shit's packed up now. That shit's actually packed up. GR, good luck. Strange. Strange is actually really good this season. Actually really good this season. The buffs to his E made him very spooky. He can kill those supports now. Support alts. If you do it perfectly. His damage boost just helps a little bit. This might sound crazy, but in certain games, I actually like a Strange better than I do a Mag. The only thing I don't like about having Strange on my team is if we have to TP back, then he's alive, then like we're probably cooked. But I think Strange is, unironically, in a ranked setting, I'm gonna do something diabolical. I think Strange is better than Mag this season. And I just realized that. Why do I have, if I don't think Strange is an S tier observer, why is, no, actually, sorry, let me do this then. I think he's better. Yeah, I think that makes more sense, actually. You're right. That makes more sense. I think he's better. I think he's better this season. Than Mag is. Yeah. I think he is. I think unironically he is. For TP, no. He got a buff to his E. His ult combo literally kills through support ults. He literally kills through support ults now. The only thing that makes Mag better is he's better at saving teammates, and his ult has more utility. That's it. Strange ult has more kill power through support ults. Mag's ult has more uses. So you can kill things, stop ults, stop other ults. Stop other DPS ults, stop other like ults like Emma, right? Like CC ults thing, I guess, technically. There's a lot of other like utility for it, which is like pretty damn good. In a ranked setting, tank pool over Mag? Absolutely. I'd take a tank pool over Mag in ranked, absolutely. To be fair, you need both though. You need at least one frontline tank and a tank pool. You can't just have just a tank pool, which just makes Mag better in a solo tank, but like, you know, you'd miss that if you didn't see that part of the conversation. Emma. Unironically, I think Emma's kind of fallen off a little bit. I know the left click change has made her much more scary, but the thing that always made Emma scariest to me was the diamond form. So like, yeah, she does much more damage now than she did before, and you can also play her like a frontline tank just like before. Like I was like, you normally can, but I don't think she's like, oh my god, we're f***ed. I actually like playing an Emma on tank pool. The only thing I have to do is I have to make sure she's not going to grab me, you know? Gotta stop saying unironically. How about you unironically have to suck these nuts, bitch ass? I'll say whatever I want, pussy. You know what? I'm gonna unironically keep saying unironically for the next 5 minutes. Unironically, bitch ass. Unironically, I think that she's not as good as these guys, but is playable. So unironically, we're gonna actually put Groot as the next character and the last of the tanks. And unironically, might be the best tank in the game. If you have a good group player, might be the best tank in the game. Might be the best. Granted, the line between these guys right here, all of S and all of A, have never been closer. Like this line between these guys is like there isn't a gap. There isn't a huge gap between these. The gap between these is this. The front lines are really strong this season. Front line, front line, front line. Dive is still pretty strong. Anti-dive has become better. Emma is just kind of like recovering a little bit, but isn't all there. And Thor has just gotten tons of buffs. But they're all very good. I just think that these ones provide a little bit more stability, a little bit more of a chance to win game in and game out than these guys do, but they're all viable. They're all extremely viable. So, yeah. Unironically, yeah. Unironically. All right, move on to DPS. The Torchman. So the Torchman got some pretty big buffs recently, but I still don't see him played very often, and I'm not that scared of him. Maybe it's because I've been playing Tank Pool, and like Tank Pool's one of the first tanks I feel like I can deal with flyers pretty easily. He doesn't take over lobbies. I haven't really been scared of one in a while. I might even be a crazy person. I'm thinking about dropping him into the C tier. As the rest of this list goes on, I might drop that guy into the C tier. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. Iron Fist. This is a really weird one because I've seen some pretty damn good Iron Fists that are like kind of rolling, but I don't think like he's like take over the lobby type character. You know, like I think there's scarier picks. I'm doing it. Knocking this guy down one because I don't think these guys are the same tier. He's good. You should have an S plus tier as well. I mean, the only group that's going to be S plus tier is supports. So, yeah. He's good. I think if you bump in actual good Iron Fist players, he's a menace. But he's not like a, oh my god, we need a DPS here. Chat, guys, what DPS do we need to win this game? We need an Iron Fist. Has anyone ever said that in the season in ranked? Guys, we need a new DPS. Which DPS should we pick? Iron Fist. No one says that. This is where we're at. Iron Man. Worse than Widow? Stop the cap. You're a sensationalist. Worse than Widow is crazy. So the reason why I was debating C or D is there are actually times where I've seen where he's kind of useful on certain maps that have a lot of like covers and pillars, like the Ultron map and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, he's got places. Iron Man ult is actually useful. Introduce you mag. And now you can't play the video game, you know? Outside of that, yeah, sure. But like you literally just destroy his ability to play the video game with one character swap. And anyone can do that, you know? And he is kind of fragile, and you basically have to play him like an artillery cannon. But if you're playing, especially in the ranks where people aren't able to aim very well, he could get some serious value. But then once you get beyond that, he's just kind of, Yeah, and I like tank pool. Tank pool into him is actually pretty damn good too. Tank pool actually kind of poops on him. So, Blade. Yo, this I hate to say it, has just been like the most bait character in the history of characters. When he came out, everyone was so happy. It was going to be so cool, so hype. Yeah, the vibes were going to be immaculate. And then he was shit. And then they buffed him. And he was like, oh shit, he's going to be good. And then he was shit. And they're like, no, promise, we're buffing him. He's going to be good. And then he was shit. And then this season, they gave him a bunch of buffs, right? They gave him a bunch of buffs this season. And he's still kind of shit. He's less shit, but he's still kind of shit. There's just better picks. There's just way better picks. There's a million better picks. If you want to force Blade, I guess that's fine. But BP is better now. Yeah, I'd say BP is even better. Chat, the vibes are immaculate. You know, that's, listen, you're just playing the game, you're just vibing out. That's what you got to do. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Black Widow has had the lowest win rate in the game for 6 seasons now, and mid-seasons now, every single season. There's like 2 good Widow players I've ever seen, and you kind of need a Mantis to make them even better, or to like make it even somewhat work. So you're just playing Widow for the vibes. You know what I mean? It's kind of what you're doing. You're just playing Widow for the vibes. All right, DPS pool. DPS pool is very interesting, and in my opinion, the worst of the 3. He's just a shittier version of tank pool. But I don't think he's like bad by any means. He's just like play tank pool. He's just better. At least I think. The thing that I was going to put him in C, but the reason why I'm putting him in B is I still think it's early. And I've seen a couple of the really good like pro players playing him. Like I bumped into like Light playing DPS pool on an alt account and just runs the lobby on him. Granted, that could be just pro player running the lobby because they're really good on him, right? But I think he's weak. I think he's kind of weak in comparison to the other ones, but it could be something that changes with some time. It could be something that changes with time. Maybe we just haven't seen enough of DPS pool. But every time I played against a DPS pool and I'm on tank pool, they either swap off DPS pool and go tank pool, or they just swap off in general. He's a pest. Yeah, but a pest doesn't make him like insane. I just think it's early. I think it's early. So Daredevil, this guy is still like the boogeyman for players. They're still banning him constantly, but like, I don't think he's that insane anymore. Like, I think he's still easily one of the best DPS in the game. I just don't think he's like server admin. Like, you get support players every game that are trying to ban Daredevil. Guys, we have to ban Daredevil. We're going to lose the game. Ban Daredevil now. Ban Daredevil or we're all going to die. We're all going to die. Yeah, Daredevil is still insanely good, but like, he's beatable now. He's absolutely beatable. He's not the same absolute demon he was and in season 5. Lock in. Don't be afraid of the guy. Or actually, no, not even season 5. It was season 4.5. Right? He's not the boogeyman, you know? You can beat him. You can beat him now. Especially supports. You guys can beat the shit out of him now. Lock in. Magic. So Magic is very weird because you only see really good Magic players every once in a while, right? And like, man, they really should swap off magic for the vibes, real talk. But that said though, you only really see like good magics every once in a while. And when you do bump into a good magic, they absolutely roll the lobby. But yeah, I can't believe there's actually not more people playing magic because meta slaves, man. I can't believe you locking in magic. Meta slave. Hawkeye. Yo, unironically, this guy's the demon. Dude, I'm actually so sick of it. I'm actually so sick of it. How have people not figured out that this guy is the actual demon in the closet? Everyone's scared of Daredevil. Hawkeye's just standing there, menacingly. The only thing that keeps a good Hawkeye somewhat in check is Cap, and even then, you can still kind of get around it. Like, if their Hawkeye gets support from his team, it's GG. But he gets no support in one-on-one, Cap's like the only thing keeping that guy from running the lobby by himself. He could literally one-shot everyone. And he does, it's not that hard to hit now as people have gotten more time with playing him and more time like playing with him on your team and versus him. Well, is scary as shit. And as a tank player, you get two-shot. No, you don't really just spam choke. You're playing the wrong game, brother. That's called Overwatch. That's Hanzo. This is Hawkeye. The real busted thing more than anything else though is the ult. Like genuinely the ult is ridiculous. Like if you're playing a tank hero inside of say Invis ult, right? Let's say you're in Invis ult and you're on a tank and they're on Hawkeye. Their Hawkeye walks into the ult and goes and you die. What? How is that fair? You know, like you can run away and go hit behind cover and you're like, I'm safe. And then and you're dead. It's just like, what? That's bullshit. It is actually ridiculous though. It is actually it's a little much. The rest of his kit, I'm actually not that mad at keeping. Like he can keep the one shot. He can keep like all the damage he does. The ult is the only thing I think is ridiculous at this point. Like genuinely bullshit. Hela. So Hela, very interestingly, has seen a shift where she is not considered the strongest hit scan at the moment. It's actually someone else. But she's still very, very, very good. So I'm still giving her the big old S. The big old S. But there's actually a DPS that people are considering better now than Hela. We'll get there. Mr. Fantastic, man. If we talk about a vibes-based hero, this guy's kind of a vibes-based hero. But he's not that bad. He has use. But he is kind of he's really a vibe hero. Like you play him because he's fun. He's a vibe hero. But like, I think he does have use, right? Like his anti-dive is actually somewhat annoying, but that's all he does. He's just annoying. He's really just annoying. He's really annoying. Like in a good Fantastic, it's really annoying and doesn't die. But like a Fantastic that's not really good, you just bait out his shift and then you focus him and he falls over. So it's like, you know, it is what it is. It's just GG at that point. Yeah, I think, yeah, his anti-dive is worse than other heroes, but it's the only thing he has. And he has more than that. Like, he is tanky. He's a good middle ground between a tank and a DPS. So, like, if you don't have DPS players on your team and you have tank players, he's a good fill, right? Like, he has other things. They're just not good as other characters. So, like, I think he's, like, okay at absolute best. And, like, if you get a really good Fantastic player on your team, I'm like, okay, like, I'm not mad. But, like, I'm not happy either. Moon Knight. So Moon Knight, unironically, is still pretty damn good, but has kind of fallen off a little bit this season, and I genuinely can't explain to you why. I actually genuinely can't explain to you why that is. There are way too many of you guys saying A tier. Why are you guys all saying A tier? Are you guys insane? Yo, I'm being so real for you guys right now. If you guys are really saying like you ban him all the time and like he's insanely good, like you're kind of telling on yourselves. A little bit. A little bit. Like don't get me wrong, he's good. He's not the demon in the closet. He's good. He's not a demon in a closet. You know what I mean? Like he's a numbers farmer. His ult is not that scary. The only thing that makes his ult scary is comboing with Groot ult. And Groot ult can combo with almost anything. So it's like, I'm not that terrified, you know? He's still really good, though. Don't get me wrong. He is still really good. It is what it is. Namor. Okay, so for those who don't know, Namor got some changes, actually. Namor got some buffs to his squids. So he's a little bit less reliant on the team up than he was before. However, I still think you need the team up for him to be good. Like, really good. I just think he's, like, not as shit as he once was. And by the way, for those who we were just talking about on using Groot ult and Moon Knight ult, I would argue Namor's is better than Moon Knight's. You can, and also Namor has a little bit more stronger situational times where, you know, like if you're playing into hard dive, even without a Hela team up, he's actually pretty decent now. And if you have a Groot, well, guess what? I'd say the Groot combo with Namor is stronger than Moon Knight's. Moon Knight's just a damage farmer. But to be honest with you, we're kind of in a meta where if you're farming their support ults really fast and their tanks don't die, you're kind of just giving them early support ult and they beat you. So there's trade-offs there, man. There's trade-offs. Unironically, chat, the best DPS in the game right now. Phoenix. Best DPS in the game. Banned pretty often. I actually cannot explain to you why this has changed. My ideology behind it is that Groot gets played a lot, Mag gets played a lot, Strange gets played a lot, Emma gets played a lot. All those can get farmed pretty hard by Phoenix. She's a little bit more survivable into dive as well. Thing she farms as well. And so it's interesting that like Hela and Phoenix swap places in a season with no changes to either of them. It could be the shields thing too. It could be with Strange is a little bit stronger again. You know, like the going through shields actually helps a lot. And you also have Deadpool, Tankpool getting played a lot more, so it goes through that shield as well. Yeah, Phoenix just might have better vibes, realistically. Phoenix might just have better vibes. Might be just better vibes. TBH. That could be it. BP. So I told you earlier BP is better than Blade, but that isn't by like a lot. That's not by much. It's not like he's running games down. Like, don't get it twisted. I wasn't trying to imply that he was insane at the game. Yeah, like BP is like more playable now, but you can absolutely annihilate him. You just pick Thing now. Like Thing actually shits on BP now, way harder than he used to. It's kind of scary. Someone says stop glazing Tankpool. How about you stop glazing these nuts, bro? I'm gonna glaze the out of Tankpool if I want to glaze the out of Tankpool. You know what? I'm going to talk about Tankpool for another minute just because for some reason that guy actually is one of the best picks to pick in ranked. And as long as you follow the guide of go for the Deagles first and then go for the E upgrade because you're constantly using that, then the bubble, and then you can choose between either going for the 1v1 ult upgrade or you can go for the double sword dash. I think those are the best ones. And then you could probably go sword ult or just sword damage because like sword is just not as good. It is like a pseudo like support ult where like everyone around you gets a little bit of health, like over health, and takes a little less damage, but it's really not that good. Like I'd rather take the 1v1 ult every time and then just bubble them off so they can't do anything. But yeah, like I said, Tankpool is that good. Psylocke. So Psylocke is just a ult merchant, and weirdly enough, I haven't seen her anywhere. I have not seen Psylocke anywhere. I don't know what happened. They're gone. Did she get her ult charge nerfed? When, this season or the one season before? I don't know. She just disappeared. Oh, she did. Wait, her ult charge got nerfed and she was already an ult bot. Oh, that's actually tragic. Oh, that's what happened then. I didn't realize that. I must have forgot about that. 2800 to 3400. Oh, that's tragic because that's all she's good at now. She's kind of only good at ult farming. And like her ult's actually ridiculous. Like it is actually busted. But like that's all you're good at now. So it's like, it's kind of sad. Moving on to Scarlet Witch. Now that's a vibes-based hero if I ever seen one. You play Scarlet Witch for the vibes. That's for the vibes right there. You know, you got to know what you're getting into, right? Like I actually feel sad that there was that one accidental 6-hour buff where they made her right click actually really useful. And it was a bug, and then they took it away, and then she just went right back into the can. You know, it's kind of sad. Now, again, if you play in like bronze to like plat, which might be your, you know, might be the worst thing since you've ever, I don't know, the demon in the closet for you. But anywhere beyond that, where it's just not continuous damage over time, she's really not that scary. That doesn't even work in plat. Maybe the game's gotten better to the point where that doesn't work anymore, but it is what it is. Spidey. So Spidey's an interesting one. Spidey's a very interesting one. Because on certain maps, I feel like you can be kind of spooky. But I'm also not that afraid of a Spider-Man. Unless it's like certain people. Yeah, like, Day's like, where am I? Well, to be honest with you, it depends on who you are. Like, most Spideys are not very scary. They're actually kind of shit. But if you do bump into like the actual good ones, you're in for a bad day. I'm debating at the lowest of B. That's what my gut says. Because I feel like C, like looking at these guys, other than Torch is the only one that like, maybe I'm like, you know, has a little bit of more value out of these group right now. I think the lowest of B is fair. The lowest of B is fair. Because I'd say he's still slightly better than these guys, but not by much. Not by much at all. But if you get him on like the Ultron map, that Ultron map with the pit, I'm crashing out. Or the control map where like the map constantly moves and shifts, where there's like the place you can pull them off the map into the doom and gloom where the giant pillar is. Yeah, I'm crashing. I ain't doing that. But other than that, he's really not that great. All right, Squirrel Girl time. If you're playing in like bronze to gold, she's probably like a B. If you're playing anywhere beyond the starter ranks, not that good. Not that good. I think the best thing I think could come up with is maybe she's good at breaking walls. You think vibes? I was trying to not be mean, because she has use. Yeah, you're right. It's a vibes-based hero. Come on now. Come on now. Listen, I'm sorry, man. Listen. I always try to give Squirrel Girl somewhat of a pass, because if you play in like those creator tournaments where like you play with brand new players, Squirrel Girl just runs them all over. Like, it might as well be Thanos' second coming. You know what I mean? Outside of people that have literally never played the game before. She's kind of... Alright. Star-Lord. Star-Lord's weird. Alright, Star-Lord's really strange. And the reason why Star-Lord's really strange is because this guy, if you're playing like high-level play, he's like always there. It's like... He's always there, no matter what, in some form or fashion. But in the other ranks, you know, you see other high damage heroes, or have utility like Moon Knight's Onk and then spamming it, or I don't know, Iron Man ulting or some shit, and you're like, why aren't these guys getting played more? You know? But he's still insanely good, insanely strong. I don't know if I'd say he's better than these three right now, though. I think these guys are still better. Hella Phoenix Hawkeye, but I'd say he's right there at number 4. I'd say he's right there around number 4. Maybe Daredevil 4 or 5, like, can be interchangeably depending on what they are. Depends on Gambit. Yeah, Gambit actually makes him so broken. Gambit legitimately makes him broken. 2 reasons. 1, if you don't have ult, you press your E on them and you get 40% ult charge on their whole team. Or 2, you do have ult and you kill through support ults with Gambit ult. It's actually disgusting. Storm. So Storm never gets played. Like, genuinely never gets played. I wonder if it's because, like, she's actually bad because Poke is strong, or people are just so, like, you just think she's boring. But I feel like she's not bad. I feel like she's not bad at all. I think out of the flyers that are on this list, I don't think I count Star-Lord right now as a flyer. He does fly, I guess, but, like, I think the people that are just sitting around in the sky, she's probably one of the best. One of the better ones, you know? But she is very map dependent. You're right. She's very map dependent. I don't know. I feel like people sleep on Storm, unless she's broken at the time. It is what it is. Punny, Yo, low key, I feel like he's not that good right now. Low key. The only thing good about Punisher is his shotgun. You just shotgun people. That's it. You just shotgun people. That's all you can do. Other than the shotgun, I'm not scared of him. As long as you have a mag on your team. If you have no mag, then his ult is kind of scary. But I'm really not that scared of the guy. Punny is low? No. I think I look at him the same way I look at Iron Fist. If you bump into a really good Iron Fist player, he's going to do a lot of work. You bump into a good Punisher player, he's going to do a lot of work. But I'm not like, oh my god, we got to ban Punisher. Oh my god, like this is going to be this Punisher guy's going to run us over. I'm not thinking that. I really ain't. If I'm thinking out of the two guys that I'm a little more scared of, I'm thinking Bucky. I think Bucky's scarier. I think Bucky's scarier than Punisher. And if I'm going to pick one of these two, I'm picking Bucky. Punisher shotgun's crazy though. Yeah, but that's all you got. You have the shotgun, that's it. And like, you can make an adjustment to not dealing with that a lot of times. And if you can't, then well, one of two things is happening. One, they're an insanely good Punisher. Two, which by the way, they could probably do the same thing on multiple other heroes. Two, they're getting a lot of team support. If they're getting a lot of team support, that's another thing that's really spooky. Bucky should be S. Yo, guys, I'm gonna be so real with you for a second. I think a lot of you guys think you're better at Bucky than you actually are. I'm gonna be real with you. I think a lot of you guys think you're much better at Bucky and think he's scarier than you actually are. I think if there's a good Bucky, absolutely he'd be in that S tier. The amount of motherfuckers think that he's super easy though, and you can just pick him and you win games though. Unless you actually have the mechanics, not really. Because the amount of times I see people go, oh, just go Bucky, you know? And it's like, dude, you don't know how to play Bucky. You're not good at Bucky. So don't go just go Bucky. You're gonna do shit, you know? You can say that about anyone, no? Because there's certain characters in this game that are thought of as like, oh, just go this and we win. Mag's a good one. People think always, oh, just go Mag and we win. We just need a Mag. Oh, just go Strange and we'll win. Oh, just go Strange. We just need a Strange. Oh, go Luna. Just go Luna. Get a Luna and we win. Oh, go Cloak. We just need another healer and we'll win. There's a few of them, and they all have extremely negative win rates for that reason. I'm just saying. And then last but not least, out of the DPS category, we got actually the Wolverine man. Yo, this guy's scary. Wolverine man is scary. I'm sick of that guy chasing me around the map. I will say, though, that's kind of why I like tank pool right now. I'm actually not that scared of Wolv on tank pool because I have a lower health pool, so he doesn't do as much damage to me. But also, I just have so many escape tools that, like, if he does kidnap me, I can jump, bubble, dash away, you know, and, like, I might survive. I have a chance, you know? Other characters, you don't have a chance. So, that I've been a little less afraid of him this season, but he's still spooky. Spooky. Adam, onto the supports. Adam Warlock. Yo, can we pour one out for our poor Adam mains, man? I dead ass want to put this guy in the vibes check. But, like, that would just be meme. I feel bad for the poor Adams, man. He's just so kind of butt cheeks compared to the rest of the supports that have gotten so buffed. Realistically, you gotta pour one out for Adam, man. Pour one out for Adam. You remember back in Season 0, Season 1, Season 2, we had the res comp. We had the galactic team up. And it was actually like a fun, maybe not always fun, but viable comp to play. You know? And it's like, we pick Adam here, we build a comp around the Adam, so we have the reses. And now there's just nothing. Guy's got nothing. It is what it is. Cloak and Dagger. I'm going to make some people real mad with this one. I think Cloak and Dagger's butt cheeks. The only thing that made her better is the double window. The double cloak window is the only thing that has made her somewhat viable. Stop playing Cloak and Dagger into dive. Stop it. Stop it. You're trolling. You're legitimately throwing your games and you don't even realize it. You're genuinely throwing your own games and you don't even realize it. It is not as good of as an anti-dive as you think it is. That fade isn't shit. That's all you got. That bubble, maybe. But it really ain't gonna save you. You know? And it's sad, unfortunately, because like you do actually once in a while have good Cloak and Dagger players. but you just go under the radar because everyone thinks it's just a heal bot character. And then people, when they fill, they pick Cloak and Dagger to fill, then they do shit on her. And it makes it even worse. So sometimes you don't even know if you actually have an actual Cloak and Dagger player on your team, or you just have someone that's just filling. You know? And if you want to talk about the ult, well, there's a couple things for the ult. One, I don't think it's that much better than, say, Luna's or Invis's. Definitely not better than Gambit's. It's better than Deadpool's, better than Mantis's, it's better than Ultron's. I don't even know if it's that much better than Jeff's. It's like, yeah, it's better than Jeff's, but not by a whole lot. Like, it's better, but it's not by a whole lot. And people have gotten good at dealing with it. At the end of the ult, they've gotten good at it. You're gonna get Namor wailed. You're gonna get snatched by a Bucky. You're gonna get headshot by a Hawkeye. You're gonna get nailed by a Mag. And so the way you stop that from happening a lot of times is by not going as deep as you need to make the ult worth it. So you have to play much safer. And so you actually, unironically, don't get as much value out of the ult either. So I know it might sound harsh, but as the rest of this list forms, I think you'll understand. All right, so support pool. Okay, support pool. I saw a patch that they apparently did a hot fix. Did they hot fix the jump thing, where you get your ult instantly? Is that what they actually hot fixed? Because there was a way to get ult instantly. No, it was just the death reset. Oh, really? Okay, all right, I'm doing it then. Support pool is low-key broken in first fight scenarios. I actually think he's not that good later on in the game. Like, I actually think he's kind of not that decent. But you can pick him for first fights, like overtime, and have ult walking into the first fight. Think about it this way. You're playing a hybrid map. You both have a minute to attack, okay? You can walk up with your team and in the very first engagement have ult. His ult is trash. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's trash. Second off, just being able to have an ultimate walking into a support ultimate walking into a fight is crazy. A first fight support ult is actually legitimately, unironically broken. It is broken. Now, later on throughout the map, I don't think it's that good. I actually think he's actually worse than Tank Pool. I think Tank Pool's the best one out of the three now. Someone said Gambit's better. Hydrogen bomb and coughing baby, brother. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing around here? Speaking of hydrogen bomb, best character in the game, and it's not even close. Best character in the game, and it's legitimately not close. Actual server admin right there. That guy vibe checks the whole lobby. Do you guys think you're gonna win? You think you're gonna win? If Gambit's unbanned and one team has Gambit and you don't, and you think you're gonna win? So the best support in the game now, outside of Gambit though, I would say is Invis. Invis is probably the best support in the game outside of Gambit. No longer a permaban though. No need to permaban actually. She definitely, you can feel the nerf. You can feel it. She's not as much of a server admin as she was last season. Still the best support in the game outside of Gambit. She's killable now. Just not server admin. That said though, insane. Jeff, oh boy. The little Jeffy land shark. So Jeff, I feel like he's gotten power crept a little bit. I think he's gotten power crept slightly, but he's not as bad as people think he is. I think that he's viable. But the problem is, though, it depends on what Jeff you get. It depends on what Jeff you get. If you get the good Jeffs who actually know how to use the eat part of the ult, not just the press Q, the eat part, he's actually pretty good. If you get the Jeff that only knows how to hit the ult button and tries to eat people and instantly dies, it's GG's. It is genuinely a 50-50 on whether or not your Jeff is going to throw your game. Or he's actually going to contribute pretty decently. You know, the first part of the ult is easy, right? You press Q where you're standing, you get a little healing pool, everyone's good to go. The second part is this part that I'm talking about, the eat. Because for some godforsaken reason, they just have this innate urge to try to eat the entire enemy team in one bite, miss, and die. Is what it is. Loki. Loki is easily number 3 on the support roster. So right now it's Gambit, Invis, Loki. That only changes if Gambit is not banned. If Gambit is not banned, then actually it goes Gambit, Loki, Invis. Loki becomes number 2. And that's because basically you play Loki just to copy the other support. But that's not all Loki is. Loki is actually contributing a lot. I would argue Loki is probably the second best, maybe even the number 1 best anti-dive support. Maybe Ultron just having a third, like having the drone on your backline is also for triple support. But I'd say Loki is probably the number 1 shutdown of dive in the support roster. Arguably number 2 with Invis. So Invis Loki, I would say, is probably the strongest ranked support line. If you're talking like actually min-maxing pro play, like you're getting into the demon lobbies, you bump into the Mantis Loki. Guys, the horrors I've seen. Like, because I've been grinding this season again. I got back up, and I got pretty high back up there in rank playing Deadpool again. Bro, the horrors I've seen. The horrors I've seen from Mantis Loki. They're unbeatable. If they're actually good at the heroes, it's unbeatable. You just lose. That's it. If you have like the average rank player who's playing like Invis Luna, it's just GG's. The game's over. The game's over right there on the spot. You just lose. Yeah, they nerfed the team up. Yeah, so what? It's still insane. All right, Luna. I'm gonna make some people mad with this. I think Luna and Cloak are like the same tier. I think they're both viable in certain ways, and they're just highly overrated. I think they're highly overrated. Oh, I actually need to make an adjustment. Hold on. Sorry, I had to make an adjustment because I can't say Luna and Jeff are on the same tier. I have to bump them down 1. Yeah, they're 2 sides of the same coin. Luna is for Cloak players who can aim. That's it. Luna is just Cloak players who aim. That's all. Luna is Cloak players who feel like they can aim a little. It is what it is. I actually need to make another adjustment. I just realized I need to make adjustments. God, support is so hard to rank. I need to bump this guy down 1 because I got to bump this guy up 1. I forgot about Mantis. Mantis kind of insane. Mantis kind of busted. Yeah. You actually have a good man. And the thing is though, if you actually have a Mantis 2 support in your team, right? Like one other support and a Mantis, you can win the game actually very easily. But the problem is most players don't understand how to take less damage. Everyone's a feeder and just literally leads with their forehead, running in, full speed. People were saying, someone in TikTok said, no, you can't. Bro, did you not hear me just talking about Loki? Like, I'm telling you, I started to get to play in those insane, like insane gamer lobbies again. Like the pro player lobbies, and they're running Loki Mantis in ranked. And they don't lose. They literally can't die. It's not possible. They literally destroy everyone. It's actually disgusting. It is legitimately disgusting. And I don't think you'll see it probably for another 6 months until people like start to learn how to play it more. Like that, it's always trickle down. It's always trickle down, and it's gross. What makes Mantis so good? Damage boost, obviously. But the other thing that makes Mantis so good is actually her ult is like almost like a pseudo Gambit ult. It's not nearly as good, but basically when your Mantis ults, everybody runs forward. You run at the enemy team with Mantis ult. Because it's not as sustained as like Luna or Cloak or Invis or something like that. You have a much shorter timer, and so you basically try to go jump somebody really quickly. That's what you do. You basically go jump someone. It's like budget Gambit. Yeah, you just go jump someone, and that's how you do it. Rocket. Rocket's interesting, because I actually think Rocket got nerfed pretty hard. Like, Rocket's wall climb nerf was actually pretty significant, but I bet he's still really good, but he's not like the unkillable little rat that he once was. It's weird. It's very weird. He's very slow now. I think he actually moves slower on a wall than when he does walking now. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm actually pretty sure wall running is actually slower than just walking now. So, RIP Rocket's wall running. The only thing that makes Rocket still insanely good though is the BRB. The BRB is invaluable. The ult's still really good. Obviously, you're still nimble. Obviously, the healing is a lot easier. Is what it is. And then last but not least, Ultron. So Ultron's weird, because my gut tells me Ultron triple support should still be strong because it was strong last season, but nobody's playing it, and I think he gets shut down really hard. I think with a lot of the poke heroes being strong, Phoenix, Hela, Hawkeye, tank pool even is actually pretty good against a lot of the flyers. Bucky gets played a lot. Namor's getting played a decent amount. Star-Lord's still getting played a ton. And looking at the rest of this roster, you actually can still kind of shut him down. Not saying he's bad by any means. I think he's actually very good and underrated, but he's just not getting played. And I think people want to play triple support right now, because the triple support Ultron comps isn't a guaranteed win like it was last season. So now it's like, well, why am I going to force myself to play something I don't want to play and potentially not get value out of it, you know? So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But there you go, chat. There is your season 6 tier.
Get your bitch ass back to the beginning. Watch the whole thing.
You little shit, skipping to the end. Because I had to change a bunch of these. I had to move them around. We had to talk about different things. There was a lot of adjustments that had to be made in this one. So get your bitch ass back there.